16-3, area of parallelograms and triangles. So your essential question, if you think about this, it will really help you with this lesson. How can you use the formula for the area of a rectangle to find the area of a parallelogram? So if you can answer that, then you got this lesson down. So if you can answer this at the end of the lesson, you are good to go. Now this lesson is being presented by Miss Villaseñor. There I am. And let's learn. Okay, let's review. What is a parallelogram? Well, as a review, it is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel and equal in length. So it's going to look similar to this type of shape. Okay, so we're going to have to learn how do we find the area for this parallelogram. Okay, so we're going to have to connect parallelograms to rectangles. I'm going to help you to be able to connect to this by doing some cutting here. So let's say I cut this off here, right? And I remove this piece and it's going to look like a triangle, yes? Now, what if let me erase that now because I separated it. So we erase this section here. Okay, now we're going to move this triangle to this side, the other side here. I move it here. And oh my gosh, what happened? Now we can you see the connection? Can you see that? Now this is a rectangle shape. Okay, so that's a visual right there for you to connect how you can move things around and the parallelogram can then look like a rectangle. Then we can use the formula. How do we find the area for a rectangle? Remember, it is length times width. So we're gonna use this to help us find the area for parallelograms. Okay, going back to the parallelogram. So you have to know that a parallelogram equals the area of a rectangle. Okay, so we know that the area of a rectangle is, let's change the color here. This is some good math note-taking, so I would highly recommend for you to write your formulas down. So we know that area of a rectangle equals length times width. Okay, now the area of a parallelogram is pretty similar, except for that we call it the base times the height. Okay, and we're going to identify where the base is and where's the height in a parallelogram. Okay, so here's your parallelogram right here, right? And we're going to change some colors here. So here, what we normally call the length, right, in a regular rectangle, that is called the base in a parallelogram. So this is your base, which stands for B from your formula. And this part here, I'll change it to, I don't know, let's change it to yellow. This piece here, remember that we had kind of had the visual where if we cut that piece off, it becomes a triangle. Well, this is what we call the height. Okay, so that would stand for the H. Okay, so, and we'll put in parentheses here the height. Now, do you see the connection? How length, what we normally call in the rectangle on a parallelogram, is called the base, and the width is the height. So the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Okay, now that you understand this, then we should be able to find the area. In this example, we need to find the area of the parallelogram. So knowing our formula here, we know that the area equals base times height. So we just compare the numbers. The base here is 10. So then we're just going to go replace the b with the 10. And the height is 3. So we're going to replace that with the 3. We multiply that. So our area, because we're dealing with area, our answer is going to be 30 square inch. Okay, simple enough. Okay, this example is asking us to cover the area of a triangle. Oh no, we didn't go over that, so we better go over that. Let me tell you the formula for area of the triangle. Like I said, make sure you write the formulas down on your note taking. That will really help you out. So area of the triangle. Now, in a triangle, it's going to represent half of the base. Half base times height. Okay? So in other words, we're going to replace this with these numbers here. So here we go. We're going to say, well, okay, area equals a half. We know that the base here is 15 and the and the height here is 8. Okay, so that means half times 15 times 8. Now, how do we do this? Well, we can say 15 times 8, right? Multiply that. 120, so that would be 120, but I have to multiply that by half. You can do 1/2 times 120 over 1. We can cross simplify. And if we divide by 2, that would give us 1 and 60. So then we have 60 over 1, which means 60 square centimeters. That is going to be your area. Okay, the last section, we're going to review these formulas. I gave you about 2 new ones. Okay, so we're going to review the formulas, and if you got the formulas down, you should be able to find the area for these. Okay, so reviewing the area for a rectangle, it is length times width. Okay, so we'll put here square or rectangle. This is for your notes. Square, rectangles. And then we learned today the area. I'll change colors here, green. Area of a parallelogram. And that is base times height. Okay, and that's for the parallelogram. Make sure I'm spelling this correctly. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're good. And then the last one, we'll make it blue. This is the area for a triangle. And then this one, it's going to be half times base times height. And that is for finding the area of a triangle. Okay, so these formulas here are very important to be able to know. I'm highlighting here. Area of square and rectangle. You should already know this. New formulas in 6th grade are finding the area for a parallelogram and finding the area of a triangle.